Hello everyone, this is Hadrian.
Hi folks, I'm Mal.
Thank you so much for watching. Let's play some more Master of Orion in our Metal and Stone series.
Stone.
We are, I don't want to say we're doing better than expected because then everything's going to turn on its head, but how would you characterize how this campaign's going so far?
I am cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
My only real concern right now is that the Marchand Pride, which is actually completely unexpected, that they look like the runaway AI. So I am a little concerned about that. You know, they're in first place, you know, as the unknown, both for score and for tech right now. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about that. From a tech perspective, we're holding in fine. We're in, especially when you got to look at this through the lens, folks, of playing on extreme difficulty, because the AI gets so many bonuses. So if we're not dead last in any category, then we're doing well. I'm dead last in research actually, but I'm within striking distance of the others, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
But I think overall we're in good shape. Certainly much better shape than the first one.
Yeah, it looks like I'm at the top of economic victory, which is surprising. But that's also not surprising considering that I'm playing as the Silicoid.
Hey, we'll take it, man. We'll take it. Speaking of which, we haven't mentioned this in this series. There is no allied victory type, unfortunately. So,
yeah,
so
that's true.
What Hadrian and I have agreed to is that if either of us gets the win, then it's a win, and it's over. We're not gonna, we're obviously whoever can get the win in any fashion will take it.
Yeah, which actually, and I'm glad you say that too, and I'll take this point as well, because you did actually get a comment on your end, which I think is very interesting, and I think will occur to a decent proportion of the audience of both channels. Some people might be wondering, well, why don't you play against each other? Why don't you fight? That would be fun to watch. Well, it sounds good on paper, right? But when you really think about it, so much of the watchability of series like this is, when you have a collaboration between YouTubers, is the collaboration between the YouTubers. It's them working together. If we were playing against each other, we wouldn't be able to talk about nearly as much, because we would have to give away our own strategies and tactics as we were playing.
And I'm not opposed to doing multiplayer against other people, but I don't want to play multiplayer against my friends. Just not, I'm not interested in that. I play.
I mean, you don't want to play competitively against your friend. You'd rather play cooperatively.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Other purely multiplayer games like Overwatch, I don't get on there and then figure out some way to try to challenge my friend when I'm playing. I always want to play with my buddies. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
So, and to your point, yeah, I mean, we would be what? We would not be talking to each other if we were playing competitively.
Yeah.
The Terrans are offering me an embassy. Really?
That's interesting.
Right. I'll take it. No reason not to.
I have a new spy ready. I'm going to send them to the homeworld of the Sakura and mess with them. Oh man, that just, see, I don't know if I've told you this or if this happened in Extreme Bromance 1, but I have way too many random references floating around in my head that just the slightest thing can remind me of them. And have you seen the movie Liar Liar from back in the day, Mal?
I have.
Do you remember when he was still adjusting to being in non-lying mode, and there's that one line where because I just said that I was going to do something to mess with them. There's this one episode where it goes, I just proposed a settlement to dick with them. And the secretary goes, dick with them. Got it. I'm sorry, folks. If you have not, if you're a follower of Mal, if you're not on my channel, you probably haven't experienced this before, but like random stuff will just make me bust out laughing, and you will have no idea why, because my brain has just recalled something hilarious from a movie or a stand-up routine or something. It's gonna happen. Might as well warn you now.
Deal with it, people. Deal with it. Well,
yeah,
hey, listen.
Deal with it, exactly.
At least the folks, actually quite a few of us, I think, are, quite a few of them are subscribers to both channels, which is great, and you should be. If you're not already subscribed to Hadrian's channel, you go over there and you do it now. You go now, people. Do it.
He's only saying this because I complained about the fact that he has 10 times more subscribers than I do.
I don't bring this up. You keep bringing that up. I just...
No. When I brought it up, I think people who are rational thinkers, which is the majority of people watching, understand what I was getting at. I was just trying to state a fact when I brought it up, but it's one of those things. It's just one of those things in life you can't say certain things without it being awkward. Like, fact, you have 10 times more subscribers than I do. Doesn't bother me, but saying it makes it sound like it bothers me. So whatever. I don't care. We'll talk about it. We're friends. We're good.
Oh, what are the Sakura doing? Because
What are
that
they
looks
doing?
like a fleet. I think they're gonna go to war with me. Yeah, they are.
Did they just declare war on you?
They're going to.
Okay.
They're going to. Yeah.
I'm sending my colony ship to Mokos. It doesn't look like the humans have colonized Terrazad yet.
Send this ship back. And we're gonna stop construction on that and switch to a cruiser.
Yeah. And remember, I do have a spy on Sla Prime now. Sla Prime. However the hell you pronounce 3 S's in a row. Sla. But, so I'll be able to mess with them to a certain extent if they declare war on you.
If I'd be surprised if he lets this military outpost get finished. He might.
Yep.
I don't know, but he's sitting over there. Well, let's see. What do I have on this colony? I think I've got... Pretty sure I've got a starbase. I've got a starbase and a missile base, so yeah, it should be okay.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? Since I'm not at war with anyone, in the next couple of turns, I'm going to do as much as I can to keep cranking out more colony ships. Because they're, like, I'm learning to think as a silicoid, and there are some radiated worlds, there's some volcanic worlds that I wouldn't consider as a human player. But there are definitely some planets in my systems that I already have that I could colonize and really double my economy. So you're going to see me trying to do that a lot in the next couple of turns and episodes.
Well, they demanded I share charts with them, which I did, so that they wouldn't declare war.
Right.
Just to buy myself a little bit of time.
Okay, my spy at Sla is ready. What would you prefer I do to mess with them? I could do all kinds of things. I could steal technology, which would be possibly the most useful for us. Or would it be, because we're sharing all of our technologies?
I would... Destabilizing them is worthless, because even if another empire gets mad at them, they can't physically get to them, really. So that's no help. I would try to ensue a revolt or damage their production. Or even starve them out. That famine might be the way to go there on their homeworld.
Do you think famine or contaminate? Because contaminate actually reduces the population.
I would starve them.
So famine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've just assigned that mission. It's going to take 28 turns to get all the way through to that point, and the spy might not make it because they're level 1 spy, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it, folks.
Okay,
Actually,
I need to send a new trade agreement to you.
Excellent.
Okay, and then I'm also going to try to send a research agreement.
Good.
And you don't have enough money for it yet.
Sorry.
Okay.
I know that's disappointing.
Well, it's
I don't
okay.
mean to disappoint you, Mal. I'm
Here you
sorry.
go. I'm going to trade some text.
Okay.
Trade some text.
Oh, sweet.
with you.
Yeah, let's do that. What's happening? Everything's quiet.
Oh, I need to do some changes to my ships, but I'll wait.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
That's always the worst feeling, regardless of whether we're recording. Whenever you're on voice chat doing multiplayer with someone, and all of a sudden there's just dead silence, and you're like, "Oh God, is my internet crapping out? What's happening?"
With each new...
All right, upgrading my ships. I have access to cruisers now. Okay, let's research. I'm gonna research private funding now because 2 of my advisors.
Do you
are yelling at
remember
me to
what
research
weapon
that.
systems they were using? Were they using mostly missiles on their ships?
I have no earthly clue.
All right, actually, there's no way for us to know.
Yeah.
No tactical combat. That's
Yep.
that's the biggest disappointment in multiplayer. Actually, is the no
I agree.
tactical combat.
I agree. It's a shame. All right, so I am sending my space factory actually to the Moko system that I'm trying to colonize. My colony ship is 2 turns out. The space factory is 10 turns out, but if I can get a military outpost built there, that'll help shore it up to where if the humans tried to pull anything on me, I would at least have that defending that front until I have more ships that I can send that direction. Path to victory. Interesting. I've kind of moved to the middle of the pack. I was like middle to bottom the last time I look at Path to Victory, and now I'm leading in economic and I'm climbing the other charts. So this is going better than Extreme Bromance.
Yeah.
I am comfortable saying that now.
I told you it was going well.
But now that I've said that...
I don't know why they have that fleet just sitting over there. I don't know what exactly they're thinking they're going to do.
Which fleet?
This Sakura. They've got a fleet sitting over near that other colony, which is fine, whatever. It's not a... They don't have a... They're not tough enough...
Galactic News Network.
Yes.
To take on my colony directly, so I guess it's okay.
I got a population boom. Yay. Oh,
just colonized another war? Or another war?
World.
Another world? There we go.
So did I, as a matter of fact.
The whole word.
Colonized the whole war. Yeah, I am landing on a tundra planet right now.
Taking a barren world, but it's like super badass. It's ultra rich with gold, so it is,
awesome.
However, unfortunately high gravity, so this is like a long-term investment.
Yeah.
But worth taking, I think. Worth taking.
I'm tempted to buy the factory on Mokos too, so that I can be building a little faster there since that colony just started, but I'm trying to save up money to fully upgrade all of my current ships, because it's going to cost me about 600, and I've got awesome income right now if I can just hold out for like 3 more turns. There we go. That was weird. The game was telling me a fleet needed orders, but then I was clicking the button and it wasn't selecting the unit. It was just moving the camera to it, so it was like, okay. I had to click on it. Yay for early access.
What? How dare it not be perfect already? Actually, it's I think relatively stable at this point, and
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
it's pretty
They're
much
doing a good job
complete.
of mopping up the bugs. Yeah.
Yeah. And pretty much feature complete at this point. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot in terms of new features at this juncture.
Yeah.
Other than AI improvements, which
would be appreciated.
Yeah, I'm all for that, but some folk don't recognize that as like an actual improvement, though it most certainly is.
Yeah. If you're watching this series and you have no idea what Mal is talking about when he says that, we talked about it a bit in our previous co-op, which was called Extreme Bromance. And I think I accidentally said Extreme Bromance at the end of the first episode here, too. So you probably think this is Extreme Bromance. But,
well, it is.
The AI, it is Extreme Bromance, but it's also Metal and Stone. But anyway, what he's talking about, seriously, in terms of difficulty, it's not that we feel like the game isn't hard enough, but we both, as strategy gamers, have a bit of a distaste for what we would consider to be artificial difficulty, where the only reason the AI is doing better than you is because it's given cheats. It's basically given bonuses that make it extremely better at all of the basic mechanics, rather than being a smarter AI that does cleverer things at higher difficulties, which is, of course, much more difficult and challenging to program, and not every studio, let alone studios like the one making this game, can have that, but it's still nice to wish for it. That's what we're referencing.
Well, they've certainly made the commitment. I mean, a few weeks ago, the primary studio working on it, NGD, specifically cited that they had all kinds of plans for improvements for the AI to make it tougher, to make it smarter. And that's exactly what I want to see too, is that, our artificial difficulty
sucks.
It's sloppy too.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really enjoyed Endless Space, but it became very apparent that, especially on higher difficulties, if you play in Endless Space, that it was really all about, again, artificial difficulty. So I hope that's one of the things. There's another one coming out, and I hope that they address that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will. That was one of the biggest complaints about the first
I hadn't heard what you just said about Master of Orion. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about Endless Space 2 as well. All right, I can finally upgrade all of my ships. What I want to see, though, anyone who watched my Terrible Terran series, you remember what happened with the Titans. I don't know, Mal, if you've ever had this happen, but the game's auto upgrades are not reliable. They won't always make your ships better. And I had my Titans completely nerfed by the auto upgrades in Terrible Terrans, and I'm worried about it happening here. So I just want everyone to witness this as I do it. I've got 150 and 338 for my attack and defense on this fleet, which is awesome. I'm hitting upgrade 150, 338 to... Okay, good. 155, 522. So that was an improvement across the board.
But you can, even though we're on multiplayer and we don't have tactical combat, you can still go in and manually edit those ships.
Yes, absolutely. Like, you can still do that if you want to micromanage. But the point is, there's an auto upgrade system. So if you're trying to rely on that, which I typically do, it can kind of bite you in the butt.
See, I don't allow it to do it. Like, as an example, it put laser weapons on here when Mass Driver is far superior. So
yeah,
slapping Mass Drivers back on and taking its laser cannons off makes odd choices. But then again, I say that, but I don't know. I think that things like the fact that Mass Drivers are inherently shield piercing, I think that it accounts for that. Even in non-technical combat? I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I'm going for battle pods, by the way.
Okay.
So you can grab the other one when you get to that tech.
Okay. 5 seconds, by the way.
5 seconds.
Welcome to GNN.
State
of the Galaxy.
I actually always get excited whenever these play.
The state of the galaxy. Current number of colonies.
Nice. Check that out.
Look at us.
We are on top. This is surprising. All right. One change we did make from Extreme Bromance, the first series, is we are playing with fewer AI this time, right? Is my memory screwing with me, or do we have one less AI?
No. Same number. 4
Really?
AIs against us. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, aren't we awesome? Awkward silence.
No, we are awesome. I was sorry, I got distracted. I'm not very bright, as people know, so I don't multitask well. I'm like, what does he say?
In fairness, no Let's Player multitask well. In fact, no human multitask well. There's research to prove it. But our society insists that multitasking is possible and that we should be good at it. It's not that it's completely impossible. You can do two things at once, but the thing is, your performance on both tasks degrades, particularly if you're doing more than two things at once. So playing complicated strategy games and talking at the same time, no one should be blaming you for being slow on the uptake of some things. I like to be defensive about that from time to time because it's just something that everyone thinks they should be good at multitasking, like, because that's what we all tell ourselves. It's okay if you're not. It's normal.
Sometimes especially when I was getting used to it, because I stream on Saturdays, and right now I'm playing XCOM 2.
Yep.
And people will be all this stuff in the chat, and then there'll be all these private messages that are popping up and all this other stuff, and I'm like, hey, trying to win as well as talk to you guys. So yeah, I occasionally somebody will make a snarky remark if I don't make the absolute most perfect play, and I'm like, when I'm playing by myself and not recording at all, I can play on the top difficulty with no issue. Yeah, with absolutely no issues whatsoever.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I basically take no losses. Of course, I'm an experienced XCOM player, but I mean, it's night and day. Like, I'm playing on Legend difficulty now with some additional mods to make it tougher, and I'm not gonna say I'm just like tearing through it, but I'm doing well and I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't get to play games that often just for the purpose of just me playing. It's very rare these days.
Yeah, well, that's the difficulty in YouTube and Let's Plays with what we call armchair experts and people that have a propensity to offer strongly worded, sometimes condescending advice about things that you could have done differently or better or whatever, is that sometimes people are just genuinely trying to give advice and help, but it doesn't come across that way.
I really appreciate advice. Always have. What I don't appreciate is, people just being jerks.
Dicks.
And I've pretty much just moved to like a no tolerance thing on that. I'm pretty good at the whole ban button now. I would respond and explain my rationale and everything else. Now if someone's being an a-hole, I'm like, I don't need you here.
Yep. They're donezo.
Because if you're rude to me, there's a chance you might be rude to another community member, and that's not something I won't allow that.
That's not a chance either of us are willing to take. I'm totally with you.
I'm very fortunate though, and I think you are as well. Like,
yes,
obviously I've got other friends that have YouTube channels much bigger than both of ours, and at a certain point, a level of toxicity just sort of creeps its way in, and some of the stuff that they have to put up with, I'm like, oh man, I want the channel to continue to grow, but I like the quality of the community that I'm happy to have right now. So yeah. I hope it continues that way, and I don't get a bunch of jerks at some point.
Yeah. And by the way, for those of you that, oh my gosh, there's just a really, really big thunderclap outside, like rumbling and low, almost like an explosion went off. That was ominous. But anyway, for those of you that this resonates with as members of the YouTube community, and you don't like the negativity and the toxicity any more than we do, one really cool feature that Mal and I are both looking forward to a lot, YouTube has finally given all channel operators, especially the larger ones, I think some of the smaller ones might not have this yet, the ability to hire additional volunteer moderators. So you can just appoint a committed member of your community, if you're a YouTube channel operator, to help you moderate the comments. So, I mean, we talk about all this negativity and toxicity, and yes, it's different on like Twitch if you're streaming, but as far as our ability to control this stuff and help keep everything positive for you guys, where everyone's having a good time and no one's being a dick, it's actually going to get a lot easier, because you guys will actually, those of you who want to help, will be able to, which is awesome. And it's good for YouTube in general. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see what the moderation tools are going to look like. And right now it's very basic. So I just want to see how they're going to expand on that. I've been thinking about, am I going to do that? Or, I mean, I spend a lot of time on the comments, both responding and sort of monitoring them every day. So yeah, it would be nice if some of that could be given over to some people that you trust or what have you.
Yep.
Who did I just? With the Terrans. I was like, what was that trade deal?
Yeah. By the way, we've gotten 2 levels in successfully on that mission on Slaw Prime. So,
nice.
So far we have not been detected. So right now, hang on, I'm pulling it up to see how we're doing. I think. Yeah, actually, now I'm 10 turns away from 12 turns away from executing the famine.
Oh, that's nice. That'll be nice. That'll pretty much bring them to a standstill on anything they're working on.
Yeah, that spy is doing better than expected. And meanwhile, I'm just putting my other spies on my planets to help run counter-espionage.
That's what I've done. I have a spy active there too, and then the rest of mine are on counter-intel.
Yep.
I need another world to settle.
So, let me get this straight. Since food doesn't matter for me, I just settled a radiated world. I don't need to care about that, do I?
You do. Not in terms of the radiation itself. What you do care about is eventually putting a planetary radiation shield there, just so you have the option of upgrading the biome. Because remember, while the food doesn't matter, and it doesn't affect your growth, the biome matters for purposes of population. So a higher end biome is going to support more pop. So yeah, eventually you would want to terraform planets even as a rock guy.
Yeah. I would be amazed if the thunderclap that I just heard in the background didn't somehow at least a little bit come through the mic. If it didn't, great.
I thought that was just you exhaling, but yes.
No, that was thunder.
I heard something.
That was thunder. Holy crap.
I hope you have an uninterrupted power supply on that bad
boy.
Oh
yeah, I totally do. And I've got a good one too. Like, we had a total power outage last night. Everything, not only our apartment, but like all the buildings around went pitch black. But my computer was still just trucking along, just hanging out. It wasn't even like going crazy saying, "Oh my god, turn me off quickly." I still did, but yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a bad electrical storm. I just think there's a few big lightning strikes happening nearby. It's not too crazy. It's not even raining. Anyway, let's not talk about that too much. Let's Nyarl Prime. I just colonized this world. What's the first thing I should build? Probably.
I'm over on command points now. Damn it.
Are you?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. It's painful.
Yikes. I'm at 22 out of 30. And I'm 6 turns away from having my whatchamacallit, my military outpost in Mokos done, so I'll kind of have a front against the Terrans. And by the way, speaking of the Terrans, or not the Terrans, the humans, I keep making that mistake. I've got my front against the human setup. They still have not colonized Terrazad. I would have thought that in the process of me coming to Mokos...
They just threatened me and said, give me one of your systems. And I
humans
said...
did?
No, the Sakura. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Not giving you one of my...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
yeah, no.
not gonna happen. So I might have to go to war with them one way or the other here shortly.
Yeah. I just realized we're at the 25-minute mark. Do you want to cut this one when the turn cycles here?
You know what? Give me just a second.
Oh, you
that
take
makes
your time.
sense.
No rush.
Colony.
That was like almost too polite. You take your time. No rush. It's like
no rush. No rush.
Please,
okay.
take all the time you need.
Scrap that, and I got to scrap this other ship over here. Oh man, yeah. Okay, I'm good.
You're good.
I got to build some more star bases or get some tech that adds command points, one or the other. But yeah, I'm good. Go ahead, and wrap us up, buddy.
All right, I'm happy with how this series is going. I'm actually in a good mood as compared to how we were. I think we're finishing episode 4, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, by this point, think of where we were at the end of episode 4 in Extreme Bromance.
I think in the first one, I think we were pretty much. We were like, I think we can still survive, maybe.
You literally, for those of you who didn't see this series, Mal literally began the 5th episode just by saying, we're screwed. More or less. Like, that was the opening of the episode. Welcome to episode 5 of Extreme Bromance. We're dead. This is the last episode.
We will be dying.
Yes, that's going to happen soon. So it's not happening this time, and we should have a chance to conquer the Sakura pretty soon, which is going to put us in a good position to...
I think we should try in the next episode, actually, to go to war with them and just blow them out.
I think we should, if not in the next episode, within the next 2 at the latest, because look what that's going to do. I mean, it's with that system, with those systems belonging to us, we're totally backed up against each other and don't have anything to worry about. So all of our kind of home systems become really, really fortified and in our backwoods, so to speak, away from the front lines.
Yeah, and I've even fortified and have a listening post on that wormhole.
Yeah, it's just awesome. This is going so well. So thanks again very much for watching, folks. We appreciate you for following along, and I guarantee you, as you can tell, we're so happy that this series is doing well compared to the previous one. If you enjoyed the episode as much as we did, don't forget Mal and I both have a series going, so you can see the campaign from whichever side you would like to watch, whether it's one, the other, or both. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along if you're not already. We're uploading new episodes in Metal and Stone on both channels every day at 9 a.m. People are just going to stop watching the more we do that. We're so ridiculous. We're uploading new episodes every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT-4 for those of you not in the States, and comments are always welcome. Let us know what you think.
Thanks so much for watching, folks. He's Hadrian, I'm Mal, and we'll see you later.